would say. I remember years ago, you'd arrive back, and you had a great time in Los Angeles or somewhere, and you'd arrive back on the Cavanaugh's coach, and you get off the coach, and sure, suddenly you were back to square one. Nobody knew who the fuck you were or gave a shit where you'd been or what you were doing.
Just landed back to
you go into Billy Burns or something, and it's just like, and it's good, it's good, comfortable, and it's real, so that's good.
Well, like, I suppose too as well, like, if that kind of thing of going to those Hollywood things, that to live there, I'd say it'd be terrible, that kind of thing. Like,
the other thing that I found is that it's really lucky is that I definitely think that's true if you're trying to be an actor or something in live action. But I found the animation community in LA really down to earth, really lovely people. I have to say, like, they're the literal opposite of the LA cliche, because
I suppose, because
they're just artists.
Yeah,
they're just artists, and we're all the same, and they're all just sitting there in the dark drawing their fucking cartoons. So we're all the same neurotic kind of nerds who grew up loving cartoons. So, but yeah, the LA life, I mean, it's a whole other thing. And I have great friends there, and there was times over the years that I kind of really thought seriously, Jesus, like, and Paulie as well, like, if we want to do this now, at a certain point we're going to have to go to LA, and we've been so lucky, we've been able to carve out a career for ourselves here in Kilkenny. So I think that's really special, it's really unusual and really nice.
Yeah, fucking hell, like, man. But what was I going to say? I was going to just check if there was any little comments as well. There was one comment I got there from someone there. I just wanted to, I tried to keep my, at the same time to kind of like at the comments at the same time, that kind of thing.
Sure.
Well, there was one that was like, there was someone there, Karima Dylan El Tuoki. This is like said, I love composing music for animation and just moved to Kilkenny. I'd love to know how the collaboration with Keela came about.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Keela played in Kilkenny in '99, and some of the lads had worked in animation, like Brian was an animator in Disney in Paris, and Dee had studied film. Dee Armstrong, the violinist, she'd studied film anyway in Dunleary. So we struck up a conversation with them back then, and we were saying what we were trying to do, and they were like, oh, that's cool, and they let us just for free use their music on the little promotional trailer we were making. And then we kind of stayed in touch with them, and by the time the film was in production, we were working. Our French producer had brought a composer in, Bruno Coulet, who's a brilliant composer, and has done so many great films. But and he did Coraline for Leica, which was lovely at the same time. But we said Keela were really important to us because we wanted that authentic Irish music, and so Bruno and Keela kind of hit it off, and that was fantastic. They worked on Kells. They've worked together on films that we had nothing to do with since then. They worked together on White Fang. It's a feature film on Netflix, and they've done different projects together. And then they did Song of the Sea, and now they've done Wolfwalkers again with us. So we kind of always work, there's a kind of visual style and there's a kind of music style that kind of gotten known for. So Nora works with different musicians and composers, but the films I've been directing or co-directing keep going back to the guys because I kind of feel like I know them so well. We have a way of working that I kind of know that we'll always get a nice result that will go really well with the pictures, So.
Yeah, work with the same boys, the same kind of palette of each other,
Yeah, I like that a lot too. Like I said, all the cross-pollination and the amount of stuff. For example, on Song of the Sea, we didn't really know who would be the right person to play the mother, and we thought about different people. And then Cullum suggested Lisa Hannigan, and I would never have thought of her. I liked her music. I even had it in my playlist or whatever. The song, it seemed kind of poppy and sweet. And then he sent me, I think she'd done a Shannos piece with the Dubliners or something. And I was like, fuck, that's haunting, And then Cullum brought Lisa in, and she was a big part of Song of the Sea, really important part of Song of the Sea.